I will ask you a layman's question. Okay. Now, I'm going to speak in Mandarin Chinese. 如果欧洲真的如某些经济学家预测发生严重的危机，也请戴蒙教授评估一下，对于其他的地区，包括亚洲，包括台湾，会有什么样的影响？过去所采取因应金融海啸跟经济衰退的措施有哪些？在这次还可以发挥效用？谢谢。
One is the trade-off between worrying about debt and the need to stimulate an economy. The need to stimulate an economy comes in two ways. One, at a time when you have lots of idle resources, it's far less costly for the government to do things that it's worthwhile for the government to do. And infrastructure spending is the perfect example of that. And continuing, and perhaps if need be, expanding your infrastructure spending would be very good. It's worth keeping in mind that if it's infrastructure spending that would be done sooner or later anyway, doing it when it's cheaper will help with the long-run debt problem, not hurt. The complication is the circumstances are very different country by country. So some countries have an immediate debt problem. Their ability to stimulate the economy can only come through mechanisms that don't add to the debt problem. So, for example, to take a U.S. example, there's a lot of pressure from Occupy Wall Street and others to increase the taxes on very high earners. Very high earners save a lot of their income. If that was used, as has been proposed, for a decrease in the payroll tax or further unemployment benefits, much more of that would be spent. So there is a package that can stimulate an economy without adding to the debt. And obviously, that's an option that I talk of the U.S. examples because I know them better, but it's an example that exists in many places. Secondly, for some countries, and the U.S. is one, as I will explain at great length, I hope not too long, tomorrow, the U.S. has an eventual debt problem, but does not have an immediate debt problem. So what would help there is taking actions today that will decrease the debt out in the future without slowing down the economy today. And the perfect vehicle for that, for a country that has a problem with its pension system, either the pension system for the whole country or the pension system for public employees, is to reform the pension system. A good reform always comes in slowly, should come in slowly, and can make a large impact on the debt down the road by having the system be at an appropriate size for what the country can afford in the long term. So I think what we want to do is a package for a country that has the space to wait on its debt problem, as the U.S. does, to do the stimulus now, to put in place long-run reforms, and hope by this package to have help with one problem without hurting in the other problem. Obviously, that choice is not available for Greece or Italy or Spain, and there they have a much more severe problem. On the issue of what will happen, obviously, there's no happy ending to what's happening in Europe. Obviously, already it has been very difficult for the citizens of Greece, the citizens of Portugal, the citizens of Ireland. The issue is not, is there a magic bullet that will lead to a happy answer? The issue is, which of the unfortunate choices is the least unfortunate? And in particular, there's a tension between what's important for the individual countries and what's important for the world economy generally. So the hope, to my mind, is first of all that the resolution of the debt problem will happen quickly. The leaders of the European countries have been taking far too long and far too small steps to date. Procrastination is a major issue in addressing financial problems. And then in parallel, the countries like the US and the UK, which have space to do stimulus, can do that to help not only their own economies, but economies like Taiwan, which are so much export-oriented, so much open economy, so much relying on the stimulus of demand elsewhere. And obviously, Taiwan can put together a package to make its contribution to the world economy as well. So I think that the things you described in your speech, which of course I have no exposure to any of the details, seem to me to be a very appropriate framework for going forward.
刚才他的答复呢，说我们过去所采取的一些方式呢，他认为大致上还是妥适的。当然，不同的情况可能需要采取不同的策略，我们也会深入的检讨评估过去的方式，看能不能这次再适用。但是无论如何，他对我们过去的方式基本上是肯定的，同时也期待欧洲国家尽快的采取行动，跟刚才我们所提到的期许是一致的。Thank you very much for responding to my very layman's question, and hope you will provide more advices and enlightenment to the ways and means we will be taken to respond to the new situation. Thank you very much. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your trip.
Thank you. 再次谢谢马总统、戴蒙德博士以及薛奇董事长。